my name is Casey. This time on Patina Pit Stop, we're going to continue to work on my 64 Chevelle station wagon. I'm doing everything I can to make sure it is ready for drag week this year. So let's get to a little bit more maintenance and fix some leaky axle seals. All right, need to get some more things done to the station wagon. I went drag racing last week. The link to that video is right over here. And wagon did good. Over the last couple days, I have checked out a couple things, fixed the horn because it wasn't working, which was just a wiring, loose wire. Fixed the wiper blades. The windshield wipers haven't worked on this car in a couple years, which was totally my fault. But I put a toggle switch on the car now. It's basically an on-off toggle switch for the wipers because this car in 1964, you didn't have high, low, intermittent, rain sensing, none of those things. It was just on or off. So got that hooked up to a toggle switch now. So I have wipers, I have a horn, all those things to be ready to go for drag week or any drag and drive event that I plan on going to in 2022. So driving the car to the track, driving the car home, making sure I have the tools I need, making sure I can work out any of the bugs, and I like drag racing. After the last race, on the way there and back, I noticed I felt a little bit of a vibration. I'll give you a little bit of a tech tip when it comes to vibrations. If you're feeling a vibration while driving on the road in the steering wheel, it's in your front tires, front brakes, front wheel bearings, front tires, out of balance, tires are cupped. That's if you feel it in the steering wheel, it's your front. I felt this in the seat and my rear view mirror was shaking. I get to a certain speed and I can feel a little bit of a vibration. Not terrible, but just enough that I was a little bit annoyed by it. So after I got home, I jacked the car up. I wanted to check the U-joints, the suspension, wheels were tight. Everything checked out fine. So I still don't know exactly what's wrong. It might just be the tires are a little bit flat spotted. These are Mickey Thompson tires and the car sat for the last 4 months over the winter time. I should have jacked it up, put it on jack stands, but I didn't. But anyway, when I had it up in the air, I was looking around at everything and I noticed that there was a little bit of grease on the driver's side rear wheel. And then on the passenger side, there was just a tiny bit of grease or gear oil. So I need to change the axle seals. So I bought everything I need to do that. Gonna jack it up and do that. If you have a 64 or 65 Chevelle, El Camino, or station wagon, you've run into this problem. The way the wheel well covers half of, well, most of the tire. And if you have oversized tires, I don't know why I did that, rabbit ears. It's always a pain to get the wheel and tire off the car. So I was watching DD Speed Shop one time and he had the Canadian version of a Chevelle. I don't know what they call it. He had one of those and I watched him do this and I thought, that makes way more sense than I would jack the car up and then put jack stands on the frame and then let the rear end down and then try to wiggle it out. But if you jack it up right here, the one side stays planted and then some kind of geometry stuff happens and then this tire just comes right up. I'll show you. Oh, that was my knees popping. Did you guys hear that? One car garage, not ideal for doing this. Get under the frame here. I already broke these loose. Whoa, it's heavy. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I checked this out because there's a lot of oil and the brake rotors are just covered. That looks like a 410 posi. Richmond gear, that's good. All right, the main thing I'm looking for is broken teeth anything like that, which I don't expect to find anything because rear end's quiet, doesn't make any noise or anything. Okay, pin out. There we go. Pull it right out. There's your pin. This axle came out, driver's side, came out really, really hard. Like this axle came out stupid hard. So I'm worried there's something else wrong. I don't know. Does that look bad? Huh, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's something in there. What in the world? There's some kind of trash in there. Let's go fishing. Okay, here's my idea. The safety wire. If you're watching, Derek, you know what I'm going to say. If it works, is it really a dumb idea? What is that? Well, that's what was in my rear axle. Feels like tape, maybe? I don't know. When I looked in there, I could see something. I'm hoping that's why the axle wouldn't slide in and out. I wasn't expecting that. I got it out with my foreign object axle remover 2000. Covered in oil. I gotta go get the kid from daycare. I got everything apart. I'm gonna grab my axle seals, make sure they're the right ones. I got a lot of cleaning to do. And then we'll start putting this back together, probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching so far. I'll see you tomorrow with like 3 seconds. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, can you do that? That'd be cool. Thanks. All right, it's about a week later. It's Monday again. Things have escalated a little bit. Wanted to show you what was going on and why I had a little bit of a hiccup. Got new seals, and I popped that seal out that I showed you last week, a couple minutes ago, on the video. I've cleaned everything up, sprayed everything down, cleaned it, brake clean. The garage, smells like brake clean and gear oil. Not really a good combination. And it's strong in here. I mean, it's potent. This little 12 by 22 garage or whatever I work out of. Apparently this is a repair bearing. I'm gonna open it with one hand because everybody else does. I painted my cover, cleaned it all up, painted it. So this little seal, I could not find a seal. So it's the Camaro, 69 Camaro 12 bolt rear end seal was way bigger. It was probably the size of this whole thing. So this is a repair bearing. These are my bolts, my 12 bolt bolts. I cleaned them up with my new wire wheel, that thing. I cleaned them up with that, pretty happy with that. Okay, yeah, so this is the seal that I needed, which is exactly like this, but I cannot find anyone with a seal. There is a number on it, so I'm gonna do some more digging, trying to find that number and see if I can order some of these seals, but I just gave up. This needed to happen. So I have new repair bearings. These are from National, RP 5707. If I can figure out what the seals are, I will get some, but for now, I'm getting new repair bearings, both of them. Not really what my plan was to replace the entire helper bearings. I didn't realize that's what this rear end had in it, but that's what I have now. So It is what it is. I don't care. But, so now I got to replace these. So let's go do that. I'm going to show you. Oh, and I've never done this before either, along with everything else I've never done before. And I did notice on the axle here, there is some pitting right here. So I'm gonna try to clean that up. Oh, it's a cornwell tool. I think. I used to be a cornwell dealer. You guys know that? Can't read it though. It says wear safety goggles. That's the only thing I can read. I don't have my glasses with me. So I'm gonna hook this in here. Take your hammer and you break it. Break it. After about 20 minutes of doing this, I went and rented the correct tool I needed from the parts store. Had to go get some tools. Oh, it came right out. Let's go do side 2. Having the correct tools really does make a difference. I cleaned this up. Ooh. A little sandpaper. Cleaned up this. Went and got a ball joint installing kit from the parts store. These are the pieces I'm going to use. That fits. Slide that there. Make sure it's straight. Hear how the sound went from boing 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 to ding ding ding. That means it's in. Now I can put all this back together. Sometimes I impress myself with my ingenuity. So I got one of those wood clamp things. That's holding my axle. It's right there. That's pretty pitted, so I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Little 320. You wanna know a trick to know the difference between a 10 bolt and a 12 bolt? Yes, 10, 12, got it. But, quick look, if you look underneath the Chevrolet GM product, there's a bolt in the middle, it's a 10 bolt. There's 2 bolts side by side on the bottom, it's a 12 bolt. The more you know. All right, it's the next day. I don't feel good. I'm sick. I don't feel good. And so I don't really feel like doing this, but I need to finish up putting this thing back together. I was gonna go drag racing tonight, but a couple seconds ago I said I didn't feel good. So I'm not gonna go racing. And look. Not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. It's like 60 degrees. I just don't feel good. So I got everything back together yesterday as far as the axles. Got the cover on. Everything looks good. I did put some oil in it today. I'm just gonna put the brakes back together now. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Patina Pit Stop. New axle seals are in, brakes are bled, just drove it around the parking lot. Everything seems to be good. Plan on drag racing it tonight at Music City Raceway. So when I get there, I'll look under the vehicle and hopefully the seals are good. We'll move on to the next project, whatever I break next, basically. So check out all my other videos with my station wagon and with my little S10. And hope to see you in the next video. Thanks again, guys.